Welcome to the Lexicon Artists. I am your host Ewan, and this is my lovely wordmaster Christina.
Ahoy hoy.
And we are here once again to talk about words, talk about wondrous, wondrous words. So let's get straight into it today. Our first word here is one that's come into fashion as time goes on and technology has gotten better. And that word is Luddite. Luddite.
Yeah.
I always say Luddite. Luddite. You corrected me like 3 times already.
Something about it makes you want to say they're a bit lewd, maybe? Is that where it's taking a train of thought?
I think it's the E on the end.
Okay.
Giving me the lewd.
Alright, but there's a double D in there.
There's a double D and an I. So
Which, grammatically, that should be breaking that up and telling you it's a different pronunciation. If you want clues in how to pronounce things, looking at the spelling.
I'm pretty sure it's Luddite. Is it Google?
Luddite.
There we go, that's reassuring.
Luddite. And yes, it is a derogatory word because it is a way of describing someone who's opposed to new technology and the ways of working in the modern world in particular. So
A bit old-fashioned, stuck in their ways, not prone to thinking of new things.
Yeah, I think so. Like as time is, well, modern history's
New techniques,
exponentially grown technology. So there's initially as well there were a lot of Luddites when certain things were maybe making hard-working labor obsolete.
Is it not, if we look into this historical definition, specific people that the word has come from?
Yes,
Not
and
to jump the
also
gun.
it gets onto, it really takes a turn, this word. So, a Luddite is a member of any bands of English workers who destroyed machinery, especially in cotton and woolen mills, that they believed was threatening their jobs.
Yeah, interesting. Which is a little bit, I think, perhaps what people want to compare AI to, a new technology taking the human labor component out of swaths of industries, many industries that have been made less enriched by the culling of a human workforce.
Yeah, they just realised that robots do some things quicker, easier. Not just robots, but just like machinery in general.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
So this word came up in the 1800s. This is when Luddites started coming about because
Luddites.
Luddites. Luddites. They started coming about because obviously certain mechanisms, certain machines started doing their jobs for them. So when I think of that, I think of maybe like sewing machines and stuff like that, or and the industrial side of kicking on technology when companies started streamlining processes more and
I don't know which machinery this supposed Ned Ludd was a destroyer of, because if it was an industrial kind of thing, if they're believing it's threatening jobs like whole workforces, there is perhaps a legitimate argument for it. You know, having your entire workforce, your entire lifestyle made obsolete.
Yeah, so you'd be angry.
Yeah.
Like if that's what you were doing with your life, and then it's like, no, we don't need you to
made redundant now.
Yeah.
Make one machine that can replace 10 people, 10 laborers.
Like old original newspapers being printed, maybe I don't know, something like that, and streamlined, gets quicker and quicker. I don't know, just thinking of all the industries, I guess.
There has been a general trend as, every industry has been refined. The technology has reduced the different sectors of manufacture, I guess. It's more like the technical skills and the labor process has changed. People have gotten jobs in different sectors, but other sectors have just been culled.
The usage over time here is pretty interesting. So it's really
taken off again now.
In the last, 30, 40 years.
It's weird. The way you're saying
2018.
pride and do-it-yourself kind of mentality is that huge social push to like homesteading and doing like living off your own means kind of thing, living off the land, and that as a trend, but it's not really feasible for most people.
Yeah, they say Amish kind of people that want.
Yeah, there's other people. That was just one example of a group who famously adhere to a certain, like, for most part, stop at a certain historical, technological point. Like, they mostly stick to their customs and things, but I have heard that a lot of them are just giving in to the reality of the modern era and having tourism as a part of their economy and using cars because they have to sometimes.
Yeah. Computers, phones.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of forced upon you.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
It's really encouraging on them.
Yeah. You have to have these things. So as we progress, there'll be more people resisting. So as soon as like I reckon, it's like this word will come back into fashion a bit more. And I just wanted to make mention of what I think was the leader of the Luddites, which was it was a national movement. Luddites. It was like it got resisted by the English army or something. And it was like it was bigger than a lot of wars that they had with other countries.
So basically a civil war, economic welfare, class war. You got the working class essentially standing up for their rights. Excellent.
So if you could see, obviously handmade and
bonnet, fashion of the time, or at least worn away.
There's a cane or some kind of.
Spear? It looks quite short. Maybe it's a weapon.
Handcrafted. Probably a weapon actually, yes. Because it was a war.
There's a pitchfork in the background and a few of the other hands. Yeah. Maybe? Broken umbrella? Maybe it's actually a utensil used in the craft, like a giant embroidery needle, like for crafting sewn embroidered goods. I don't know. Like obviously there would be a lot of women in this industry as well if it's textile.
Trying to resist the commercialization of like the materials being used at the time, like doing like clothing industries and thinking and stuff like that, taking
real
off.
Workers.
And the actual workers that were just making stuff in towns and stuff, being like, hey, I like my clothes, or like I seems like a nice ragtag bunch of DIY folk.
So you know how we started with it being a derogatory term? I know we want to jump to the next one, but I was like, doesn't that feel like a smear campaign? Like they had, serious gripes with their welfare, and history is written by the victor, so it's still a word that's associated with backwards thinking and regressive policies instead of, it is a fairly conservative kind of view of wanting to be financially safe and looked after instead of shafted by innovation. So it shouldn't totally have such a derogatory association, but it does. So it's kind of really saying the power has always kind of been with the capitalists who said, get the hell out, you're replaceable. Basically, you should have unionized, I guess, if you don't want to be replaced, but you didn't have the power to do that then.
It really does sound like a pompous kind of authoritarian word to use, like simple Luddite. You're
really
the biggest boss of the industrial time.
Shall we jump to our next word then?
Yes. Next word is one that I think has been popping up a lot more in recent times, and that word is ferment.
Yeah, definitely getting very popular. A lot of fermenting happening in these dark times.
Exactly. So how do we say that one, Google?
Ferment.
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 And that is to instigate or stir up an undesirable or violent sentiment or course of action. And it also means to bathe a part of the body with warm or medicated lotion. There you go.
Interesting. I can see how it can be both. Yeah.
So it feels
And
like
how
the
they-
stew
Yeah.
into like
How one got
pills.
morphed into the other. Really manipulative kind of action, trying to move, a physical state of being into another state of being, but emotionally and socially in the current usage instead of the archaic usage with the potion or whatever it was. Yeah.
I think
Tell us, AI, what do you got?
I think in these times it's being used a lot politically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
especially in American
Verbally.
politics or modern politics, really. A lot of people, social media and the news outlets and stuff, they incite and they ferment and they stir people up.
A lot of
the era of disinformation or information.
a lot of
Information going everywhere.
influencers and podcasters, basically.
New
with
information outlets.
Yeah.
So
Basically, entertainment industry has always been rage baiting for a while, but it gets worse when it has a political bent, obviously.
especially when you got like two sides of an issue or something, and it's easy to ferment or stoke. Fuel.
Especially when you're manipulating it, making it into a straw man argument, creating that binary when usually most issues are complex, and by opening it up and lowering the heat, getting a calmer head and dealing with things, it tends to be better for elucidating problems, but that's contrary to what a lot of people's agendas are. Basically, they know it's more beneficial to stir up heated emotions and not have a clear head, and that's why the fermenting is beneficial. It's a feature, not a flaw, to their entire package of keeping people engaged and emotionally invested, even if the emotions are negative and
Misguided.
fear, anger, anxiety. The more on the
Flat out be wrong.
definitely just lying and manipulating them very subtly, essentially.
An idea planted and
It's gradual,
centralized and
Like-
to ferment. Politically, I think it's used a lot these days, and I feel like I have just heard it a lot more in like the last couple of years, even. So it's something that's circulating a lot more.
I think I remember it a lot from the 90s because I grew up watching a lot of TV, especially American TV, and there was a lot of just social discontent in the media that I consumed. So seeing a lot of those old plays that I watched in, fiction, it's kind of happening in real life now. It's like, that's what they based it off, real life events where people do these things and use that as a strategy.
Yeah, it feels, those that don't learn history are doomed to repeat it. It's
Exactly.
all around us, even if people don't realise it. So these things people have been fermenting for a while. So here's some usage examples. The politician was accused of fermenting public unrest to gain support. Exactly what we were just saying.
Definitely think of a few populist politicians who definitely went that route, just riling people up to the point where they had to have their way, and that way was installing their favorite person in power.
Yeah, also it's very authoritarian association to it. Another example there, rumors that the will was fake fermented distrust between the two families.
Yeah.
Fermented.
Yeah, it definitely has that connotation that it's something unpleasant that is growing. It's not like
bubbly.
You don't have warm, happy feelings fermenting. It's, distrust.
Last one there is their goal was to foment rebellion against the oppressive regime.
Yeah.
They're getting very political.
I think of it, very much in like a slow burn kind of thing where you don't drop your entire game right away. You just slowly chip away people's association, their value of an idea by constantly bringing it up in a certain context and normalizing it by your presentation of it in that particular manner. And that may be completely artificial and farcical and not close to resembling reality, but if you do it slowly enough, then people just start to believe it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I see happening as the media and like politically pushed stuff comes out, you know. It looks like they're trying to normalize awful things to just
they'll cherry pick.
And come out with other stuff.
Like pick the issues that they want and then build something under that, even if it's like not a big issue or something.
Yeah.
So that's when
Straw
something goes bad, I think. And
no, it's always bad. It's never
always
really
bad,
a good
but,
strategy. Good
you're
faith.
really rolling people up over nothing.
Yeah.
That's like, why? Why?
It's not a good sign of a good person to do. I can't really think of too many scenarios where it can be
Can foment
used.
joy?
Can you? Let's see. Purposeful action implies an active effort to cause or encourage something, so maybe you can foment joy. I spoke too soon.
Foment,
You can foment good times. You just want to make more of it. You meant to grow it like bacteria in a petri dish.
Like when someone's really down, needs you, and it's like you need to
Foment some good cheer.
some goodwill and joy and
I like looking at the
ambition
synonyms.
or something, you know, you foment a need in general.
Negative connotation, the word is typically used for things that are bad, harmful, or undesirable. But synonyms, words like stir up, incite, provoke, encourage, and foster can be used in similar contexts. Now, all of those, the connotations, don't feel as negative, so...
Incite, I feel, is pretty negative.
It can be. It's ambivalence. It definitely, all of them can be, they have the meaning they have, and then you would need more context given in the rest of the sentence or whatever to tell what's happening, what are you fostering.
What are you fermenting?
And then even in those cases, it's a case-by-case basis. If it's a moral or ethical cause that you feel is worth fomenting, generating incitement or excitement for.
Let's remember also the other meaning there, which is to bathe with warm or medicated lotions. So after a long day at work, you can do some fermenting in the bath.
Love it.
Enjoy just fermenting away.
What's the
Look
origin?
at the usage, sorry. It has definitely died off.
See, it peaked in the early 1800s and has had a steady up and down for the last, 60, 70, 80 years. And it's at a little peak now. But 1840 and... I can't read lines, I can't read graphs. It really dropped after like the 1810s, and then 1820 kept dropping, and then held steady from 1860 on. But it's a solid word, has it high?
I feel like I have just heard it more often recently. I've said that before.
It just feels apt to use that politicians are fond of fomenting and that they're cronies, and similar like podcasters on the like right wing sphere just enjoy employing fomenting as a strategy for entertainment. They're just
might just be
what they do.
A sign of political times again. We looked at similar words. Yeah, incite, provoke, agitate,
generate,
arouse.
I guess it is generally a good thing to engage with things that stir you up and give you call to action. That's what I'm looking for. You want something to provoke you in life and not live completely ineffectual. Like eventually, I think it's just a part of human society to need things to stir us up and captivate our spirit. So just having some inbuilt thing in society for everyone to get excited occasionally in their lives and stay alive is important. So
it's a word that's not going away, that's for sure. It's one that I think we'll hear a lot when we need to, maybe, or maybe when we don't want to. But yeah, right now I feel like I'm hearing it a lot more. And let's try to use that to foment joy or encourage people more than fomenting or inciting negative things, hopefully. We'll see. Hopefully I don't see it used in bad ways. On to the next word now, which is one I heard a couple of years ago now. And it's one I fell in love with as soon as I heard it. And that word is discombobulate. Discombobulate. How do we say it? Am I saying that right?
Discombobulate.
Yes, I am.
Discombobulate.
Yes, and I heard it in...
It just looks so fun.
Yeah, it's a fun word. And yeah, I heard it probably way after people started using it, but in a Sherlock Holmes movie.
Which one?
Robert Downey Jr. first one. I think it was the first 5-10 minutes of the movie where he is fighting.
Yeah, he discombobulates with his fists.
He's against some big brute, and it slows down to him thinking, oh yes, discombobulate. And he goes, and it's the guy between on the ends. So
it's a good move.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's a really fun word. Humorous. It's a verb, and it is humorous. But
I would think so. That's what I mean. Just looking at it, it pleases my eyes.
Yeah.
Discombobulated.
So one easily
disconcert or confuse.
Discombobulates, discombobulated, discombobulating.
Yeah. It's actually totally discombobulated Bruce.
And if you haven't figured it out by now, it means to disconcert or confuse someone. This attitude totally discombobulated Bruce. Origin there is English entirely. To discompose or discomfit.
Discomfort. Yeah. Mash those two together as a bit of a portmanteau, I guess. Discombobulate, you get so confused, you squish discompose and discomfort together into a whole new word.
Make someone feel uneasy or embarrassed.
Yeah, physically and mentally off your game, I guess, just mentally and emotionally.
Misdirection.
But really put off.
Literally, physically discombobulate someone.
Yeah, you can really intimidate, I guess, and confuse.
And mentally.
It's really taken off. What a big word. We are not the only fans.
Yeah, and it looks like it's got a kick back in the early 20th century or end of the 19th century.
Yeah.
Way back then, but yeah, that's about when Sherlock Holmes was around, wasn't it?
It does feel like the kind of language we just looked at when it came about, the origin.
Yes, English, 19th century.
Yeah.
Probably based on discompose or discomfit.
But originally US, so not so much a Arthur Conan Doyle invention, but I can definitely feel like I hear Sherlock Holmes saying it.
Yeah, discombobulate.
Discombobulate. But I don't think the original stories involved much boxing. I can't remember.
Oops, usage examples. Informal, confused, disconcerted, or upset. Everything about my morning was discombobulated and strange. The quarterback was under constant pressure. He was sacked 3 times, football.
Yeah.
Terminology.
Yeah.
And looked discombobulated as a result. Yeah, if you were tackled pretty hard, I think you would be discombobulated.
I think they just call that, what's it called? Concussed.
Oh, yeah.
Especially same sport. Yeah.
Yes. If people look discombobulated or any kind of head injuries these days, yeah, straight off.
It's probably a concussion.
Yeah, and it could be
Brain damage. Yeah.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of results from people getting discombobulated.
Long-term
Due
effects.
to sport and the modern day tackling. I don't know, less killing and more just beating each other up a bit more.
Isn't it like brain damage where their personality changes and they just start acting very bizarrely and unpredictably, or predictably irately or something like that, especially in sports with high impact.
Yeah, boxing, UFC.
Yeah.
Was it contact sport
Yeah.
in general?
Yeah.
And
That's where the head
NFL,
injuries.
American one in particular. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
And some of them, there's a lot.
It's a lovely sounding word, but a terrible reality.
Yes. So try not to get discombobulated, but it's a great way of describing someone that has just been bonked or confused or, oh, you look very discombobulated. There's similar words here. The verb cause to be confused. Synonyms to bemuse, bewilder, to throw someone, discomfit, rattle,
Compose, disconcert, rattle, untune, upset.
be confusing or perplexing, to cause to be unable to think clearly, to bedevil, befuddle, confound, confuse, fox, fuddle. Just great words.
Flurry, put off.
Flurry, a put off. Yeah. So if you're ever looking to confuse someone or you hatched a brilliant scheme and say, ha, discombobulate.
Yes. You are totally
Rolls off the
discombobulated.
tongue.
And now we have something completely different.
Now,
Or do we?
something completely different. I saw this one on my list and I think I half understood it, but I looked it up and it's a little bit different to what I thought it meant. But the next word here is noctambulist.
Yeah, and it was the same, and you told me the other day, and I forgot since then. I may have already looked up the definition, but I forgot, and I thought it was something else too.
Yeah, well, let's listen. How do I say this one correctly, Google?
Noctambulist.
I did say it correctly.
Yeah.
Thank you. And here is a very quick definition. It is a sleepwalker by
That's
definition. But if we keep reading, we'll see it's a little bit more than that. So it's a Latin word, so nox, meaning night, and ambulare, as in to walk.
No idea if that's correct pronunciation or not.
And
Whatever, it's
yeah.
just Latin.
And
It's from the English. Yeah. Noctambulist.
Noctambulist. From the mid-18th century, from Latin nox, night, and
Yeah.
And yeah, you can see
Up
it's
and down.
yeah, up and down.
Just a fun
definitely.
word.
Fun one since the 1800s was, well, let's go back a little bit further, maybe, just to see. 1780-ish started kicking off, and then peaked.
Yeah, kicked off. I guess that would have been a big time for science and reporting on just more occurrences of people doing
Is it
noctambulist
more people
activities.
being like comfortable in housing and
Maybe,
stuff? At the
or
time, there's more
cities,
population,
perhaps.
so there's more beds. There's more
Society.
people being comfortable in homes. It's like,
Maybe everything, but all these factors, people in cities being able to, report on how many times they happen to sleepwalk, and the term then taking off from there.
I think,
Like,
yeah,
you have to
maybe-
have a lot of it to talk about it, don't you?
Yeah, so I think, as it says originally, I think
Some amount of it.
most of it's to do with sleepwalking. So
Mm.
sleep and walking.
Night walking.
But you can see here
to
it's coming
walk
back
at
into
night.
fashion a bit now.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's because, we go back, noctambulist doesn't just mean sleepwalking anymore.
Hmm.
It is a person who walks or moves about at night.
Especially a somnambulist, a sleepwalker.
Sleepwalker.
So, especially that, but not necessarily.
Yeah, so not necessarily someone that just sleepwalks by the...
How you would assume it is.
See anyone
Walking
up
around at
while the
night.
sun's not out.
It's me. Vampire person.
We're not. We're nocturnal, I guess, is the same definition, but up and
Seems.
about walking, I think it's the other thing.
Yeah.
Maybe out doing things
Yeah.
is the other thing. So
Which is a
ambulance.
lifestyle thing that some people adhere to, all the time. Sleep during the day, walk during the night, work, walk, etc. Do all your tasks when the
Yeah.
sun doesn't shine.
Yeah, it's just not
Sometimes
how
you have to.
it's not how like society runs for the most part. Everything's 9 to 5. while
Most
the sun's up,
places, yeah. It
working
depends.
during the day. But
Geographic places,
like
Non-specific,
hospitality and
yeah.
nightlife
yeah.
comes back into it these
That's-
days. That's why I think the word's taken off a bit more or
Yeah.
shifted in meaning.
That's
possibly.
also why I thought of cities when, given the time period, that was when the higher population meant society was changing and people were doing more late night activities, hospitality and things was keeping people
industrial-
up at night. Yeah.
So the
And
industri-
that
like the
too.
lights in general.
Yeah,
being
having
around,
electricity if you could
having-
afford it. I don't know if they did, but candles and working at night. You have had other reasons to keep the lights on at night in cities and be awake at night, but it wouldn't be preferential then. And yeah,
Yeah,
it would have had
it
different
would have been a lot darker.
connotations. Yeah, it would have been a very different sort of meaning in that era as opposed to now.
Yeah,
It
so that's
depends
what I
on the-
mean.
yeah.
I think maybe the original one was when people started living in houses more and populations got bigger and more condensed. People were more comfortable. So people were like realizing that these are conditions of sleepwalking and stuff is my idea, like more common because
My
there are more people
counter
more
is-
comfortably sleeping in beds and like
But if they're walking instead of sleeping, then they're not sleeping because they're sleepwalking. So it's a correlation between diagnosis and taking note of people actually doing it, but also maybe the cause of it was the coincidental other thing causing excess stress. Like maybe people were always sleepwalking and they weren't talking about it or they weren't noticing it because they weren't in conditions to take note of it, or maybe it just wasn't as common an occurrence because they didn't have as much high stress en masse because they didn't have the stressful environment that causes that, like the disruption of normal sleep, like industrialization and new ways of living, I guess. Like if you're going from rural living to suddenly living in a town or a city, maybe it's because you have a house and people around you and people are noticing you getting up instead of sleeping, instead of no one taking note. But maybe it is also you weren't doing that before, but now you're too stressed to sleep, so you are doing it more and people are taking note enough to have it diagnosed and talked about.
Yeah, well, I think as like nowadays, back to the lights thing, like more lights being on. I do sometimes like we live in a city. When we go into the city every now and then, and I don't know. It's just crazy if you actually look around how many lights there are in the world. Like, you think of every city, every town, everyone's got lights. And like 200, 300 years ago, we just had candles still.
Fire.
And
Yeah.
fire. But look how many lights we got. 3-4 lights in this room right now, plus
They've only
light
got
coming
two
from the
on.
screens and things. It's just like, maybe that's a reason there's just more light in the world, so people are like up more.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the word in question here. A person who moves around while asleep, but
A sleepwalker
I think it's
or
also
a
people that is
somnambulist. Yeah. Yeah.
Synonym, the term is a synonym for sleepwalker or somnambulist. I guess people obviously have chronic
Sleep
sleep
disorders. Yeah.
and things, so they
Experience
experience
things,
that
yeah.
more regularly and all sorts of different ways. I've heard some interesting stories, or maybe
Yeah.
it's a bit overblown or exaggerated stories of people like full on going into like their kitchen and like making food or like pulling things out and
Oh yeah, totally. Doing weird.
just putting all things
chores.
found in different
Yeah.
spots in the house and stuff. So
It's like your dream brain, like the things you would do in a dream that don't really make sense, but then your body's actually doing it in real physical space.
I don't know, I've just seen, I guess, comedians or impressions of sleepwalking. I don't think I've actually seen someone else truly sleepwalking. I've just seen actors do it.
Yeah.
But when they do it, usually they're
Yeah.
are your eyes completely closed or like
I don't know.
a little bit open so your sensory.
I didn't
Same with
interrogate, but apparently when I did it as a kid, I just walked into the room and pulled a chair out and sat down for my parents. And I don't know if I did that with my eyes shut or not. I suppose you can do it look normal, like you're awake, but your brain isn't responding or anything.
Yeah, people that sleep with their eyes open.
Yeah, like that.
Can
Anyway,
be
I was
creepy.
thinking other common night terror story associations seem to be the demon that sits on your chest and stops you from being able to move and breathe, and the weird horse demon that like lurks in the dark corner of the room watching. It's like that kind of thing that are common sort of like exhaustion based hallucinations as well. It's like so freaky. It's nighttime shit.
So a couple of similar and opposite or similar words here. So sleepwalker, obviously. Night rider, night owl, night walker, pub crawler, night clubber. So even if you're just out partying and standing up.
Well, all these sort of clarify what context you mean. It's not just a nighttime walking person, it's what kind of night context, what kind of walking. Like, are you in the club? Are you in the pub? Are you in the forest? Are you in a tree? Are you on a hog? Are you on the wind as a nighthawk? So many kinds of noctambulists, apparently.
Let's kick on with our last word here. And our last word is something I think I'm a little bit guilty of, to be honest. And that is being a bit lackadaisical. How do I say that on Google?
Lackadaisical.
Lackadaisical. So that is to lack enthusiasm and determination or being carelessly lazy.
It's an attitude that is not necessarily applauded or encouraged.
No.
Even though the word sounds
It's a
so
slack off.
delightful. It's a slack off, yeah.
Now, lackaday and lackadaisy. It's lackadaisical.
So that just sounds delightful, but obviously it's latching onto some bad.
Thing that, something you can't really be proud of being lackadaisical. Oh, you could, I don't know, just float through life and be careless and lackadaisical. It's not completely negative.
It's not the most like condemning thing, but feebly sentimental. Sorry, I cut you off before you finished reading the lackadaisical bit. Feebly sentimental, mid-18th century.
Taking a lackadaisical approach can jeopardize the success of a project.
Exactly.
So that's it. When people want to be serious, they don't want lackadaisical people around. This is so interesting because I think this is of the times again. So just people have become more serious, I guess, throughout time. So
and want to bring
pointing
it up.
out lackadaisical people more often, perhaps.
Bringing it up as a thing to like reprimand people, perhaps. Is that the context in which it would be used most likely?
So we'll go up to
half-hearted and enthusiastic. You would be coming up as like a description of a person or their action, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Someone described as lackadaisical shows a lack of effort and doesn't put much effort into what they do. So, yeah, if you get stuck in a dead-end job or
life
not interested in a topic that you're forced upon you or something, and showing just careless.
Ironically, if you don't have anything fomenting, then you can develop a lackadaisical attitude instead.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's good to ferment. It's
something.
good to do all these things in moderation, I think, is the key. But you can have a lackadaisical time every now and then. But to be lackadaisical all the time could be a hindrance more than a good thing. Lacking interest, lacking energy, lazy, or listless is for someone who seems spiritless and without much motivation.
I think it's good to take note of when it does occur. It's a good descriptive term of people, almost like a diagnostic thing. Because it's like, what's happening to cause this? What is it about your circumstances that are provoking this lackadaisical condition? Like, why?
I'd say, as someone who has probably been quite lackadaisical in life, maybe it's just hadn't found the right thing, or the things that were offered didn't click.
Yeah.
And so
that's what I was thinking earlier.
Just, in such a harsh world sometimes, it's easy to just be lackadaisical and not care as much. But then, again, moderation. We're always lackadaisical and nothing gets done is the other side to that. Yeah, you want to be doing something that doesn't make you lackadaisical. It makes you energized and keen and excited. You don't want to be living your life lackadaisically.
You want to display qualities that are the antonyms of these here, the lackadaisical ones. The lacking interest, you want to show the opposite of lacking energy. You want to attempt to generate energy. Instead of lazy and listless, it would be better to whatever the opposite of that is.
Let's have a look at some opposites, or similar and opposites.
Slap happy, that's a fun one. Not similar though, not opposite.
The opposite down there is really just to be enthusiastic or excited about something.
Whoa, what's Poco Current? The last one and the second last one, Laodicean.
Current, the indifferent or unconcerned. That, we might have to come back to that one. That is a lovely word as well, isn't it?
Thank you, Italian. Currente. Poco Current. How do you
how we say that?
Poco currente.
Poco Currente.
Yeah,
A different connotation to lackadaisical though. I feel like it doesn't have as much negative connotation, but we haven't looked into it yet, so...
Yeah, it's just another one to add to the string of the bow of vocabulary, I think, and it's just, one to use instead of saying careless or lazy. I think everyone uses lazy too much. You could definitely do that.
It's really become a nothing word, doesn't it?
And if someone calls you lazy, use that word right back at them, and then they'll think they're lazy if you're even using the word lazy. Who's lazy? Who's lackadaisical now? Good words, some great words today, and great ones to add, as I said, the strings to your bow of vocabulary. But that's what we'll finish up with today. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy what you saw today, please like and subscribe and follow us on Blue Sky and Duolingo if you'd like to learn more.